Hello, I'm Danilo. This is Italian.oraculum, and today we are going to take a look at the Nameless one, a tarot oracle combination from. I don't want to butcher the name. Just give me a second. Alexandria Huntington. Here she is. She has an online shop, and if I can remember, I will be posting the link in the description box below. Now, before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel, leave me likes and comments under the videos, and I post one video in English, one in Italian, but the topics are the same, so you're not gonna lose anything. The only things that can be different is because I reshuffle my decks between one video and the other if I'm doing interactive readings. So, this is the deck which, first of all, it's beautiful. It's definitely in my top 3 decks when it comes to the aesthetic factor, and I honestly don't really see it being ever not one of the top 3. That being said, it's pricey. It's really pricey. Now, of course, I'm an Italian, I live in Italy, so I had to pay a lot for the delivery and also the import taxes. So, on top of the deck price by itself, there was that sort of big chunk of expenses. But anyway, I think it's worth it. So the deck by itself comes with the cards, which are in this pouch, or at least I put them in the pouch. But they come in this beautiful box with a ribbon. The inside of the box is a, here we go. We have a message, a card. The rest is black. This is like a little certificate of the first print, and we also have a little book which is still way bigger than most tarot books included with their box. Now we have some introductions. We have the cards starting with the majors. We have name or the title, the symbol affirmation, upright, reversed meaning, both described and with keywords for all the cards, from the majors to the minors to the core cards. If I can find a core, let's see, to the core cards. And then with the oracle part, which are cards she added to the traditional 78 ones, to have a kind of a one more suit or one more category of majors. Honestly, maybe it's because they are new. I haven't worked with this deck yet. I just finished reading the book, and I think they're a little bit less complex than regular majors arcana, but I believe they are still usable kind of in the same way. So if you want to keep your deck all together, you can see them as major themes and energies. At that point, maybe the regular major arcana can be seen both as very important people and more specific events or themes, and then you have your actual situation and people involved in the minors and core cards. Now, aside from this book, you can purchase the giant Grimoire, the Nameless one, companion grimoire, which, as you can see, is huge and it is beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Desire it. I don't want to crush the sleeve. And this, of course, goes more in detail with the cards. We have giant illustrations. Sorry, you can't really. I want you to see well enough, so I don't want to. I should move. No, you can see enough, I think. We have the associations, both numerology, element, astrology, animals, plants, crystal, colors, the like. We have an affirmation here. We have the sigil at the top, the title, and then we have the overview, upright, reverse, the sigil, and the symbols inside the card. So it's really, and the color scheme. And again, some more words are here, so it's very in-depth as a tarot book. And then at the end we have a more sort of generic traditional magic witchcraft, of course starting with reading the cards, some spreads, a few spreads honestly, and then sigil magic. Let me see if I love, yes. So sigil magic, how it works, how she's done it, sigil affirmations, again with all the associations with the cards, the sigils, extra sigils. So let's see what she tells us here. Okay, so basically she made 30 sigils and no, sorry, 64, of which 30 were made into cards, and we have the others here in the book, the Grimoire, the expanded book. And then we have correspondences with the astrological side of things. I'm sure there's an animal somewhere. Daily magic, numerology, animal correspondences, and we have a lot of them. Plants correspondences. Let me check everything. And then crystal correspondences, so like the 3 big nature magic color and color candle. So then we have some spells at the end, and then I think that yes, okay, so then we have references, and I think the acknowledgement for the backers of the pre-orders, which are also present in the smaller book. Now, as I said, this is both a tarot and an oracle deck, so you have to decide if you buy it, if you are going to keep it all together, or if you are going to have a smaller oracle in the same style and the big but regular sort of tarot deck as two separate entities. This is the velvet pouch with the sigil. She has realized to present her deck. She is the creator of the Children of Litha Tarot, which is famous enough. I think they're okay. So the thing about this deck is this. Now I'm going to talk while I show them. They are still in order. They go from the majors to the minors to the oracle part. You will notice that they do not have any title nor number because she wanted us to be able to see them as the traditional tarot or just as oracles and just as sigils, or also use the animals and plants and other symbols in the illustration. So the only thing I'm going to say for learning to use this deck is this. You should probably use the books to actually remember what are you looking at, especially when it comes to the majors. But I honestly don't really think that's going to be much of an issue. And it's really that there's really a lot because she invented these sigils. She created them for this deck for this very purpose. So if you want to use them, and of course you should, if you buy something like this, you have to take your time to study them. Now, as I said, this is the Fool, was the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hangman, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the World, and then we go with the Ace of Swords, sorry, 2, 3, 4. Of course, as you can see, the minors are easier to recognize because we can simply count the objects, the symbols, even if it's not at all a peepish deck, because we have again animals, we have things going on as guidance for the illustration. Then we have the princess, the I don't want to make a mistake. I think I noticed something funny with the core cards names. So we have the sorry, see, I made a mistake. So this is the king, and we can see that for each of the core cards we have the astrological sign. So we have the king, the queen, the princess, which will take place of the page, and the jester, which will be our knight. That's the other thing that I believe is going to take time. We have the wands next. We need to take our times with the core cards. They are clearly different enough that we can't really recognize them immediately if we do not take our time to study the deck. I believe this is beautiful. Again, king, queen, prince, jester. In the books, two of the pages are named princesses, and two of the other two are named princes. So we have female and male association with those cards, and then queens, kings, and jesters, which are, I suppose, gender neutral in their nature, despite how you want to read them, what kind of associations you have with them. We have our coins here. As I said, this is, if not the most beautiful tarot deck I have ever seen, one of them. It's spectacular. The only thing I'm going to say as a negative for it, it's this. Like two, honestly. One is the price, which I understand, having it in my hand, having it in front of my eyes. I definitely see it was worth it. Again, I'm not taking in account the overprice of the delivery for me, but it's really understandable as a quality. From a quality point of view, the price of the deck by itself, it's understandable. And the book, of course, you can buy both the book and the deck at the same time and save something, or you can buy them separately and it's going to cost you a lot more. Honestly, if you care about the book at all, buy it with the deck. If you know you're never going to take a look at it, avoid it. Or like, just buy the cards. You are going to be able to read them with the small guides that's included. But if you are someone like me who wants to see everything and know everything about the artwork, and then decide if I want to take it in consideration, like use it in my readings or not, because we can use them for spells with the sigils, and because there's all the associations, there are all the associations at the end with the animals and the astrology and numbers and colors and plants and crystals. I think it's worth it as a magic book. Of course, then we have also the spells. She tells us about sigil magic. So honestly, with the book you have an in-depth guide for this beautiful deck, and the a magic book, a book about witchcraft, something that's going to help you to start. I honestly think that with this book you can avoid buying at least two or three basic ones on certain topics such as astrology or animal spirits or plants or candle magic. I think that will be enough, and you also get a beautiful instrument for your divination and magical practices. Now here we have the oracle part. So this is the 30 sages and cards and oracles she has designed. Of course, we have the black edges, and so this is basically the part of the deck which can be on its own, maybe as an oracle, maybe as a magic tool, and you have your actual 78 cards tarot on the other side, or you can combine them, you can use them at the same time, but maybe keeping them separate as you see fit. I honestly haven't decided yet, so here we have, I'm not going to read you the names. I'm refusing to try to do this quickly and not boring you with me trying to pronounce them correctly first. And second, I know I'm going to read some of it and I'm not here for it. I want to make something quick to the point, so you know what you're looking at. And in the, as you can see, in the oracle part, we have objects, we have animals, we have crystals, we have a lot of bones. I have to say, this deck is clearly not shying away from the most maybe unpleasant representations of nature, such as a lot of dead fishes. I don't know how you call the skeleton of a fish. Sorry, let me know in the comments. We have moons and suns and stars, objects. The objects by themselves, aside from some of the minors, I believe there are only in the majors. In the oracle part, I believe there's at least one sort of plant or animal with the majors. Sorry, that was the earphones cord. So yes, we have birds. Okay, so it is a real snake. No, it's the thing, but we have the plants underneath here. We have a dead ram. Okay, so I lied. The Hierophant does not have plants or animals. In the illustration, I shouldn't be wasting my time doing this, but justice as well. Let me see, the tower. Okay, I lied. I'm a lying liar who lies, and some of the majors and some of the oracles have no animals nor plant inside of them, and of course some of the minors, so they work really well together. It's beautiful, you guys. It's just amazing. I honestly am not confident enough right now, having just read the book, to use it doing it justice. I have to say, I want to take my time and study it a little bit better and practice with it. Now, shuffling wise, they are bendable. I think they shuffle just fine. I'm not going to shuffle them though right now, because like I could maybe with, okay, let's try it with some of the oracles, which I don't really care if they're no longer in order. That was pitiful attempt at riffle shuffling, but let's try again. So yes, I think you can riffle shuffle them without too much trouble. I of course think that these big cards, like I have big man hands, like I have big palms, my fingers are sort of on the longer side, so they fit well in my hand. If you have small hand, I think you're going to have some kind of a problem shuffling them. You have maybe to avoid riffle shuffling them, but I don't really think I'm going to have a problem. Now, of course, being so many more cards, probably it's still better to just go and do an over-under, or just mix them on the table. Not sure. No, I haven't. As I said, I haven't worked with them yet. I just read the book, and the small book, and I just love them, even just to watch this beautiful artwork. It's amazing. I really don't know what to say. It is matte. It is really pleasant on the fingers. It's not exactly rose petal. It's not sort of sticky. Doesn't really have a problem with the moving of the finger or one card over the other. We have, yes, this is silver foiled, while the sigils are in white, so these are not going to get ruined. Maybe with shuffling, the sigils on the back will get a little bit chipped, I'm not sure. The edging seems nice. I honestly could believe it being some sort of marker used, or ink. It doesn't seem like a plasticky coating. And here lies my problem. I, for my own aesthetic sense and my decision, I edge my decks all with the same color, so I would need to rub off the black. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it with this. I'm going to again take my time and decide what's going to happen to them. I'm going to use them just for myself and not going to take them out, so I'm going to use them a little bit less than what would be ideal considering the beauty and quality and craftsmanship and artwork and everything and poetry of this beautiful tool, but I have to make decision for myself, and I have all the time to learn to truly use it at its best, at my best, before I do that. It's just beautiful, you guys. These are my thoughts. As always, this is a sort of first impression review. One day in the future, I will tell you how I work with it, how I feel working with it, if I see some more merits or flaws. We shall see. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening me, and please, once again, subscribe, write me comments,